Groups are customizable organizational units created by defining specific user and system criteria. You can use groups in the availability and assignment of most functions as you would any other organization unit. For example, utilizing groups, you can assign an onboarding curriculum to a group of users based on their hire date. Or assign a performance review task to only full-time accountants located in your California offices. Before you get started creating groups, consider naming conventions, group types, and hierarchies so that you can keep groups organized, avoid duplicates, and make your groups easier to find. Let's create a group. From the core Admin Tools page, select Organizational Units. Select the Manage Organizational Units hierarchy link, and from the drop-down, select the group type. And click the Add Group link. Give your group a name, ID, and the reason why you are creating the group in the description field. Your group can be a parent or be nested under an already existing group. Once the group has a name and description, you're ready to define who will be part of that group. You can add individual users to create a static group. Each time a user is added or removed to a static group, the group will process upon saving, and the newly added or removed user will appear or disappear from the group. Static groups can be created two ways: by uploading a CSV file containing user IDs, usernames, or emails of up to 2,000 users, or by manually searching for and selecting users. Then, there are dynamic groups. Dynamic groups use criteria to pool users based on the things such as their position, custom field values, or training they've completed. Because the values that qualify a user to match this criteria can change, dynamic groups process on a daily basis. There are three components to dynamic group criteria: attributes, operators, and the actual value. Let's look at an example of creating a dynamic group for every non-California-based employee. First, select your attribute. Here, we will select the location as our attribute. Next, we'll choose our operator. Because we want to exclude a particular set of users, we're going to set is not from the drop-down. Next, we're going to select the value we want to exclude, and for this example, that is California. So who will be included in your group? Only users who do not have California set as the location in their user record. Choosing is not or below as the operator, with the California location as the actual value, will now include users who are both in California and in Los Angeles. Selecting the Add Condition link allows us to further refine our non-Californian group as an AND statement. For example, we want to make sure our group only includes employees. We can add the criteria user type is equal to employee. We can also add additional sets of criteria separate from the first as an OR statement. Say we want to include users in our accounting division to the group, even if they are in California. We can do this by adding a new attribute of division, selecting the operator of is, then setting the value of accounting. When creating a group, up to 50 criteria can be added in any combination of AND or OR statements. Since the criteria has been created, click Save to process the group. Groups need to process before they can be used. Once processing has finished, you'll be able to view the users that meet the requirements for the group criteria. If you need to manually kick off the processing, you can edit and resave a group. When editing a group, you can see how many users are added. View a list of the users and search static criteria for specific users. You also have the ability to freeze group processing. For example, say you want to control launching a performance review task and only want it to contain users who are currently part of the group. You can freeze group processing and only those users will be part of it, and no other users will be added during the review cycle. Keep in mind, you can't manually process a group when freeze group processing is enabled. You want to make sure to audit and update your groups with the most current information. Organizations' positions are always evolving, and you don't want to miss any new criteria that would need to be included in your group.